Yo. Can everyone hear me all good? I've got my fan on like full blast, so hopefully it doesn't mess up the mic too much. Also, I don't know who has dropped in a track, but a lot of them are saying it's been taken down. So I don't know if these are the only 4 here that I've got up. So I don't know if you want to have a look, whoever's dropped in a track, and then just re-put it in there. Because like, for example, like this, yeah, it says it's not found. So yeah, if your track isn't one of these 4, then try and chuck it in again, because I'm not sure why it wouldn't work. Fluid 6, how's it going, bro? Are you in England, Fluid 6? Gibraltar. Fair play, bro. Is it hot there? Because, yeah, UK in the sun, indeed. Mate, it's absolutely awful. I've literally got, well, that fan there, I can't have it on because it'll literally like take out the whole setup. But, yeah, man, it's not good. Ramon, yeah, I'm not sure why, but a lot of tracks that have been taken down. Let me see if I can find yours, unless you've deleted it. Guessing this is you. Yeah, so I don't know if you've deleted it or what's happened there, but Nikita, Jermaine, how's it going? A newer beginning. Yeah, man, this is the one then. I'm not sure if it's just me then. Let me try with a different browser. Because it came up with a lot of them were like that. Nah. Unless it's... Have you deleted it then? Because if not, then I guess it's a SoundCloud issue. Works for me in incognito. Yeah, I mean, I can try incognito, but... Yeah, some of them work, Jermaine, which is a bit weird. Let me try... Okay, so it works in incognito. Okay, let me reopen everything in incognito. Okay, I'm just gonna do it one by one. Cool. Right, let's get this started. Yeah, Jermaine, I'm sure yours will work as well now in incognito. I'm just gonna go through in order. Sweet. Right, Fluid 6. Let's go. Sorry, I think that's my sonar works. One sec. Okay, this should be good now.
Hit the way, batters up, batters up. Shake that ass, huddle up, batters up. Let's go, buck, let's go, buck, let's go, 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 go. Buck.
Okay, cool. I really like your drum fills that you've got here before the drop. They're really nice. I like the mix is really clean as well. The tribally drums are cool, but I think they obviously only come in every now and again, them sort of fills. So I definitely think try and fill out your drum loop more if you're going for that sort of tribal theme with more of a like percussion led groove, because right now it's pretty straight 4/4 with no swing or no like percussion, other than like the odd bits that come in now and again. So yeah, definitely take a look at that. Okay, cool. So yeah, again, your percussion fills and stuff are really nice. For me, there's definitely like some space here to add something extra, as it just repeats that drum groove for like, I don't know, 32 bars maybe. So definitely take a look at that. But yeah, man, other than that, the groove is solid, but I think with more, have a look at like Tool Room, them sort of labels, and just check out like the most recent 5 tracks or whatever, and a lot of them are very like percussive heavy, and I think that will work well with the sort of tribal feels and stuff that you've already got in there.
Make it pop. Bottle up. Make it pop. Hit the wing. Shake that. Shake that. Shake that ass.
Cool. And yeah, just same for this drop as well. Find like an extra element. Again, could be like a percussive element, like a timbali or something that's got a nice rhythm or groove to it, or like a synth line or something like that. And then maybe look at like filling out maybe with some like atmosphere this break, because it's quite like minimal. Like at some points there it is literally just like the hat playing. But yeah, man, other than that, the building blocks are definitely there, and yeah, it sounds super clean. Mixed down sounds nice. So yeah, just take a look into those few things, and yeah, man, you're on to a winner. Sweet, thanks for sending in, bro. Let's go. Who's next? Mike. I'm hoping all of these work now. Sweet.
City, I broke on the notch. Got some more money that keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and ain't no fault. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke on the notch. Got some more money that keep me a knot. I created no fault. He called me trust me, cause it's took her out of fire, running on lock. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. I love when it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah, nice one, Mike. So I think your actual sound of the bass and stuff is really good. I think if you're going for this offbeat sort of bass, it needs to feel less rigid, if that makes sense. So right now it just seems like very static, like it's not gluing together. So you can play with like the decay and the sustain of your bass, and also the kick as well. I think something a bit more like subbier and just sonically works better with the bass, because right now it just doesn't seem to be together, like gluing together, if that makes sense. But like the actual vibe of the track with the vocal and stuff is spot on.
So I had to follow cause I put some pop. I'm running like Nike, we got it on lock. Money. It's hot. I took the Billy Pooh back in the hot leg, the Billy in front of the driver. I still double cut the buck, drinking that shit up the ass. I'm in the coupe by myself. I had that kicker though when I was fat. Oh, since he ran in the fat. I'm sick and tired of the young niggas that let it rap. Telling me now, they dripping like that. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. I love when it's hot. It's hot. I love when it's hot. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. I love when it's hot. It's hot. Litty, I love when it's hot. Went to the city, I broke all the nuts. Got some beer, made me a lot. Took her out of we got it on lock. Money. It's hot.
Cool, man. Yeah, so I think definitely try and have a look at changing the kick in this, because right now it's just not working with the bass. You'll sort of hear when you find the right kick, because it'll just work like way much better, like it'll just groove way better. But yeah, the vibe's really, really cool. And also in this breakdown, I definitely think you could add like some sort of like atmosphere or like big effect, just to bring something fresh to the table. But yeah, the main thing for me was the kick and bass relationship. So definitely take a look at that. I think the kick's a bit too like, just the actual like sound of it is not very suited to this sort of style. So yeah, man, take a look at that. But yeah, nice work. Chris, what is good, bro? B, yo, how on earth do you set these to private? Are you talking about SoundCloud? Because you just select, when you upload it, you can select private or public. Cool. Roman. Right, a newer beginning. Let's go.
Break it.
Cool. Nice work, Roman. Yeah, I saw you said unsure of the kick and bass. I think the kick and bass is spot on. I haven't really got much to say about that. In terms of like a club sort of track, like you have this like synth playing. I think it's like here. So that dun 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 dun, and then it sort of feels like your toast is ready. Yeah, so it sort of feels like it's sort of building up to something, and then it just drops back into that groove, which is cool. You can use it a few times, which you have, but I still think if you did like a response to that, like a synth response, like straight away, like call and response sort of arrangement with that, I think that'll work way better, because it just sort of seems to like build up and then just go back down to this sort of just groove with the drums and bass. But yeah, man, the energy's really cool. The mix is sounding great. So yeah, other than that, I haven't really got much to say about it, to be honest. I just look at maybe structuring the arrangement a bit better in terms of like the synths, because you can't really like latch onto anything because stuff's coming in from like left, right, centre. But again, that's just like a stylistic thing. So yeah, man, nice work. Sweet. Right, we have Greg, aka Bumpy Jones. Cool. Bit of Afro House. Okay, cool. Yeah, great vibe. The vocal I'd definitely bring up like 2 dB at least, maybe 3 or 4, because it's lost in the mix, basically like throughout this. The piano like chord progression is really nice as well, something a bit different. I'm not a huge fan of the classic like dun 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 dun, that classic pluck, just because it's been like used in basically like every Afro house track. So maybe just look at like changing the melody of that slightly, or like the rhythm, or do use some like automation, like some like big delay or something, just so it's not like standard. But yeah, so far like the elements and stuff work really well together. The drums are really nice. I definitely think there's some like room here to play like a counter melody off of the piano, but yeah, especially as this is like a vocal driven record, I definitely think try like maybe 3 or 4 dB. Alright, cool. Cool. Yeah, nice work. Like you said, you've got new lyrics coming, so yeah, that's cool. Just make sure if it's, as this is like very vocal heavy, just make sure they're like present in the mix, and they're like clearly heard. But yeah, other than that, like everything's pretty good. I would just maybe look at adding like another synth element like here, just to keep it interesting, and just make sure it doesn't clash with the piano. So just like do like a call and response or just something like that. Yeah, man, great work. Cool. Shiva, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, and Nikki Ground, Caribou.
Caribou hits, no Caribou. Caribou, Caribou.
Okay, cool. There's some really nice elements in here, like the drums, for example, like this bit here. That drum groove is absolutely wicked, and also I like it how you, when you've done it here, maybe. So yeah, that bit there and the drum groove before that is absolutely spot on. I'm just not a huge fan of these, like, I don't even know what that is, maybe like a harmonica or something. And yeah, the vocal as well, like the hands on your hips or wherever it says, I'm not a huge fan of. I just don't think it fits the vibe. But I think this drum groove, you could just build a whole track off that, because that's absolutely like wicked. And then like, yeah, this bit here sounds like a completely different track. Which is it can work. It's a contrast, I guess, isn't it? So it's a stylistic sort of choice. But for me, I would try and aim for something a bit more sort of clubbier in that sort of tribal area with this drum groove, because that's absolutely on the money. So maybe just try and find like a different vocal, and you can use this other drop here with like the tribally sort of timbali sort of drums as well, as they're really cool. But yeah, man, there's a lot of potential there, I think. It's just a few bits that I don't think fit with the rest of the track, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, great work. Cool. Fire bassline. Let's see about that.
In a labyrinth of circuits and wires, 909K gets increasingly higher. Burning inhibitions at the limits of desire. The bassline whipping through the speakers like fire. At the limits of desire.
Okay, cool. The vocals really, really cool. Sounds like sort of Chris Lake, Chris Lorenzo, someone that they'd use. The bass is nice. It just doesn't work with the kick at the moment. The kick is very like just flat. Hasn't got real like punch or power behind it. That's why it's not grooving as well as it could. So definitely have a look at changing out the kick. But yeah, other than that, everything else like works really well together, like the dark sort of vibe of the vocal with the stab, like the FM sound as well. So yeah, man, cool so far.
It's the wires, 909K gets increasingly higher. Burning inhibitions at the limits of desire. The bassline whipping through the speakers like fire. The bassline whipping through the speakers like fire. Fire, 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 fire.
Cool. Yeah, man, sounds great. So I like what you've done with the vocal here as well, and you got some chops in this drop here. So the synth that's playing in the background, like and it keeps going and going and going. Definitely hold off bringing that in until like 8 or 16 bars in, as it gets very repetitive, like this section here, basically. And yeah, like Major Trouble was saying, of Ride or something like that, just to keep it going. And yeah, other than that, it's really cool. The main thing for me was the kick, so definitely have a look at changing that out. Something a bit more punchy. Again, like use a reference track, like an Odd Mob track or something like that, and you won't be too far off straight away. But yeah, man, great work. Cool. Right, Sainty is up next. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this one feels like it's like 3 different genres in like one song, which if that's like the style you're going after, then you've done it basically. But yeah, like here it feels like it's like a trance record, like the massive like build up and like the like euphoric like pads and stuff, and in here it feels like a tech house record, and in here, or I think it was here with that massive like stab and just like the kick, feels like a techno record. So I definitely think you need to decide what sort of direction you want to take this in and stick to that throughout the whole track. Obviously you can have like elements of other genres to make it your own in there, that's not a bad thing at all, but here I just think when you're actually listening to it, you can't really, it doesn't have an identity, if that makes sense. But yeah, other than that, like the ideas are really cool. Like the breakdown here with the vocal, where you've like half-timed it or whatever. That's really cool. But yeah, just decide what direction you want to go in with this, because this groove here is really nice. It's like a tech house track, and then here is like. This is sort of like a trance sort of build up, but yeah, the idea is really cool. So yeah, man, just have a play with it. Cool. Major Trouble. He's definitely in the chat, I believe. Sweet, let's do it. Is this the pro stream? The pro stream. This is the only stream. What do you mean by the pro stream, Jermaine? Cool, man. Yeah, nice work on this. I really like the vibe. The vocals really clean, really nice. For me, the big issue here is the arrangement. So here you've got like just the re-space and the vocal, and then it switches to like just like the melody with no vocal. So basically, yeah, this is like filtering up as well, like here to here. So basically what you need to do is just merge them two sections together, so the vocal and the re-space is playing at the same time as these, but just maybe filter the instruments a bit more, because this seems like it goes on for way too long and nothing happens, because it's just literally vocal and re-space, and then this seems like it's just like empty sort of, because there's nothing else other than the melody building up. So if you just combine them together, you just build way more tension and just be way more interesting, and it won't feel like stuff's missing, if that makes sense. But yeah, other than that, the vibe's really, really cool.
The sky is falling, safe and sound.
Cool, man. Nice one, Major Trouble. Sounding really good. The only other thing that I was going to suggest, I don't know if you've tried it, but maybe like 1 or 2 BPM faster. I think especially with them like trancey sort of sounds, it might work, it might not, but it's worth a shot. And yeah, for me, if you want to get really into like detail, the drums, they seem like very static, and it's not helping like with the energy, if that makes sense. So I don't know, I think there's like a Joel Corey record, so like Hey DJ or Mr. DJ or something, which is similar sounding. In terms of like the trancey sort of sounds.
A new season brings.
I don't know, 20-second ad. But yeah, you get what I mean. Maybe look at something similar and reference the drums, because these are sounding quite static, and I definitely think if you choose the right drum sounds, it can help with the energy more. But yeah, man, sounds really, really good. Vibes spot on. Nice work. Jermaine is up next. Cool. Let's go.
Labyrinth. Labyrinth.
Cool. I really like the drums on this one. They're not like the standard Afro house drums. They sound really, really nice. The vocals are really, really cool as well. Sounds really clean. The one thing that I just have a comment on right now is that synth stab that comes in. It sort of comes in out of nowhere, and it's sort of sitting on top of the mix. I think even just like a little bit of reverb and just bring it down like 1 or 2 dB, and then maybe add some automation to like bring it in, because it just seems like very static right now. But other than that, everything sounds really good. Cool. Yeah, no, sounds really, really nice. I like the sort of like stabs and like I don't know what instrument exactly it is, but it comes in now and again. It really gives it that like summer sort of vibe to match the vocals. So yeah, really, really nice. Here, I think it's slightly a bit too long. So either I'd chop it 8 bars or find something else to put in there, like another like a pad or an instrument that's like at the forefront of the mix. Just to add to the groove rather than just like a one shot. But yeah, other than that, it sounds really, really good. Just take a look at that lead, like automation, etc. And yeah, man, you are good to go. Nice one, Jermaine. Cool. Max is up next. Cool. Let's go.
Yeah. And home with me, that top one word for dub. You must be kidding me. Well, what's up with the one? This bitch deserves some 20 dozen. Reaching for the with the whoop. Get out, hit on the floor. Sit down, surf. Racks too low. Colorful, yo, colorful. Saying head game wonderful. I bought you bottles, bitch. You don't owe me, I'm living. She say she wanna fly out. I'm supposed to book it. My scene that color.
Okay, cool. So the drums are really nice. That like stripped back minimal vibe sounds really, really cool with the bass. The one thing I'm not a fan of is there's like a, I don't know what it is in the background. It's like a and it just goes throughout like the whole track. So I'd definitely get rid of that unless it's like a artifact from where you've extracted the vocals. But yeah, if you can, definitely take that out at certain points. But yeah, this sort of stripped back vibe definitely works with these vocals.
Cash make coach fall in love. Broke hoes, you dodging them. This fuck bad, she never gave a fuck. Bought the club. She coming home with me. That top one word for dub. It meant the me. This bitch deserves some 20s. She hate a nigga, that's shit. Popped up, be kidding me. Well, what's up, that's cheap.
Cool. Yeah, so I definitely think there's space for like another sound or like an atmosphere or something, just to keep it interesting, because right now it is just drums, bass and vocal. So yeah, I'd definitely take a look at that, and the arrangement as well. There isn't like a clear sort of like breakdown, it's just sort of like one like long groove with like a vocal. I know it's not the type of record to have like a massive breakdown anyway, but it could be good to like switch to like a different section, so bring in like a different sound or something like that, just to keep it interesting. But yeah, man, vibes really, really nice. Good work. Cool. Who do we have next? I'm gonna try and get through these all of these, but I'm absolutely sweating in this studio. Cool. Adam.
Freaks out, buns out, trip, drinks up, blacks, chest out, blacks, let's party, good stuff, party, freaks out, party.
Pants down, ass out, let's party, pass out, blue pills, red pills.
Cool. So the vocal's really nice. I like what you've done with it on the drop. I think in the breakdown it's a bit empty here. Like, you could definitely fill it out with some sort of textures and stuff to add to that vibe that you've already got going on. And the bass as well. I'm not a huge fan of the actual sound of the bass. I think the pattern's fine. I think you could go for something a bit more sort of darker sounding in this situation, to sort of match the vibe of the vocal.
It's out, buns out, drip, pants, let's party, good stuff, party, great thrills, party, back open, out, party, freaks out, back open, money out, we so sexy, freaks out.
Pants down, ass out, shake that down,
Freaks out,
shake that
freaks out,
pants down, ass out, shake that booty, ass out, shake that booty,
we so sexy, freaks out, freaks out, freaks out.
Okay, cool, nice one, Adam. So yeah, for me, just this like whole section here, I think there's way too much going on, and as well as that, it's a completely different like vibe to all the other stuff you've got in there. Like, you got like a trumpet going on, and then you have like a completely different vibe, sort of like dark synth come in, and then it switches to something completely different, like a horn sound, and it doesn't like glue together as like one track. So I'd say scrap the like trumpet sort of sound, because you wanna have stuff in your track that sort of fits with the main element, which in this case is like the vocal. So having something that's like a sort of happy like tribal trumpet sort of thing just doesn't work in a situation like this. But some of the elements are really cool, like that sort of synth that gives sort of like a horror sort of darker feeling. That can definitely work. But just take a bit more time in choosing what sounds and stuff you want to use, and just always like check with yourself when I'm adding this, is this actually making like a positive contribution to my track, or am I just adding it to fill in the blanks, if that makes sense. But yeah, the idea here is definitely it's definitely got potential. I just take a look at the stuff you're actually adding in, and make sure it's actually benefiting and heading towards the vibe of what you want to make. But yeah, man, nice work. Cool.
To the one, from the one to the three. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the one, from the one to the three. I met a bad bitch last night in the tree. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and Hennessy. I've been to the motherfucking mountain, continue to rock, hit the beat. Don't let that fine girl pass you by. Look real close, cause strobe lights. We about to have a party. Turn the music, let's get it started. Go ahead and shake it. I'm looking for a girl with a body and a sexy strut. Wanna get it poppin', baby, step right up. They act retarded. Some girls about it by for me. Oh, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. There she go, shaking that ass on the floor. Bumping hot from down in that pole. The way she's grinding that from jeans and a big old slow. They act retarded. Some girls about it, they just spend the mind. Now I hope you don't get mad at me, but I think that's for me. Shake that ass, come on, girl, shake that ass for me. We about to have a party. Turn the music up. Let's get it started. Go ahead, shake it. Looking for a girl with a body and a sexy strut. Wanna get it poppin', baby, step right up. They act retarded. Well, do a ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Oh, girl, shake that.
Okay, cool, nice work. So I think the vocal is a bit too overpowering. Like when it drops, it's like you can't really hear or feel the groove of everything else. The kick in the bass, or the drums and the bass, sorry, are really nice. So I'll definitely take the vocal down, and then also I'm not a huge fan of the synths you've currently got in there. It just feels like it's bringing down the vibe, and it doesn't really match the vocal. I think something with a bit more energy that doesn't feel like it's dragging along, if that makes sense, would definitely work better. And then you can use it in like the breakdowns and stuff to sort of help build energy, etc. But yeah, other than that, just take a look at your levels of your vocal and just bring it down. Maybe just EQ to bring up the highs, and maybe take out like some muddiness at around like 500 hertz, something like that. Something in between there. And yeah, man, you should be good. But yeah, nice edit. Sounds really, really nice. Cool. Jerice. Okay, cool. So I like what you've done with the vocal, like how you've chopped it up and stuff like that to keep it interesting. That's really nice. The synths and stuff are really cool. I just think it needs a bit of work in the mix down just to like properly bring them out. But that's easily done with like a mix down engineer. The main thing for me is the bass. I don't think it adds much groove at all. I think it's way too like rolling and overpowering. I definitely think go for a bit of a more like a short, snappier bass to match this sort of vibe. Because the bass you've got in there right now is sort of like a rolling sort of tech house bass, whereas this sort of UK sound, again, like there's no rules. You don't have to go what everyone else is doing. In fact, I'll probably do the opposite, but I just don't think it works in this particular situation. So yeah, just have a look at that bass, see if you can either find a new like sound or shorten decay and sustain, just to keep it under control a bit more. Cool. Yeah, nice work. Like the drums and stuff, all spot on. It's just that bass I take a look at, and also maybe another like vocal snippet just to sort of play off the up and down vocal, because it could get like slightly repetitive throughout the whole track. So yeah, see if you can find something. Doesn't have to be anything like huge or complicated, just to literally like as sort of a placeholder, just to A/B with the current vocal. But yeah, man, sounds really good. Cool. Next up, double B. Sweet.
Okay. Make a feel. Tonight's about the vibes. At the after party, so you better get reckless. Okay. Make a feel. Tonight's about the vibes, man. Yeah. Let loose, take a pill. We at the after party, so you better get wreck. Okay. Ice on my necklace, and we at the after party. So you better get. Tonight's about the vibes, man. Party. And we at the vibes, man. Vibes, man. I said, let loose, take a night party, so you better we at the after party, so you better get reckless. Okay. And we at the after party, so you better get reckless. Okay.
Cool, nice work. So yeah, this is really, really nice. You've nailed that sort of sound. I was gonna say, so on the first drop it sounds like, is it the Sip? I think that guy's name. So this is like exactly the vibe that he would do, which is cool. But I was gonna say, try and like put your own spin on it somehow, just so it's not like exactly the same. That can be like a synth or something. And then it came to the second drop, and then it was like Odd Mob, if that makes sense, like the FM and them stabs, which is cool. It's always good to like take inspiration from other people, but I would definitely try and add like one thing, maybe just to differentiate it from them to you. I think that would really sort of help it stand out. But other than that, like drum selection is really cool. Bass is like really nice. The automation and stuff is really, really nice on the vocals, etc. The hats or like the kicks seems to be a bit harsh. Yeah, like here. I think it's the hat. I think you've got a hat layered on top of the kick playing at the same time, which is cool. But just make sure to like duck out the highs of the hat a bit. Especially if you got kick with highs already, it can be quite harsh and overpowering. But that's just like a mix down thing. Other than that, yeah, man, sounding really good. Just try and add something just to make it a bit sort of personable to you. And yeah, you got a wicked track. Cool. BLK.
Move your feet, come dance with me. Yeah, move your feet, come dance with me. Yeah, move your feet, come dance with me. Yeah, move your feet, 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 come dance with me. Yeah, move your feet. Come
Okay, cool. So I like the vocal and the synth on the drop. I think the drums are okay, they do work, but the bass is what's really sort of letting it down. Like it's giving it no power or like rhythm or anything like that. So I'd definitely take a look at that. Whether you do like an offbeat bass or like a rolling 16th or something like that, just to match the vibe. And also like using this synth that you've just introduced here in like the breakdown and like filtering it up and then drop to like the other synth that you have could work really well, rather than just like bring it in like in the drop.
Come dance with me. Yeah, move your flame, dance, move your feet, 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 move your feet. Yeah, move your feet. Yeah, move your feet.
Yeah, cool, man. Nice idea. It's definitely got potential there. I'll just take a look at the main things for me were like the bass and then automating your synths like in the breaks and stuff, so it doesn't just come out of nowhere. But yeah, really, really cool idea. Cool. Right, next up we have Hugo. Okay, cool. So I really like the vocal. The groove's really nice as well. This organ, it does work, but I definitely think you need to take it in and out at certain points or automate it, because it plays pretty much throughout the whole thing so far, and there's no like variation in the melody, so it does get a bit repetitive. So definitely have a look at that. But yeah, vibes really, really cool. Yeah, so I think you could have like another instrument with the organ, either like A being off each other or playing at the same time, like a counter melody sort of thing. But the actual melody of the organ is really, really cool, but it just happens way too often, and there isn't the arrangement. For example, I think it could be way better. Like it just goes on for ages and then it just stops for a little bit and then it just carries on. So if you can like reference a track in this style in terms of arrangement and build the tension in the right way, then you've definitely got like a really cool riff there. And yeah, drums are sounding really sort of saturated and really nice, really raw. So yeah, that's really, really good. Yeah, just take a look at like adding in another instrument and the arrangement with the organ, so it's not as repetitive. And yeah, man, you got a wicked track there. Cool. Right, next up, Rafi. really like what you've done with the synth sound, like the riff and the melody and stuff. That's really, really nice. The vocals cool. The arrangement is fine so far, I think. I think it's just the bass which is causing an issue here. Like, I don't know if there's not much low end in it at all. It sounds more like a synth, like higher up than a bass. So definitely take a look at that. In terms of like actual like sub bass power, because right now it's lacking a bit. But other than that, really, really good. Cool. And just one other small thing, just try shortening the length of your clap. I think that'll just help it groove way better. But yeah, other than that, sounding really, really nice. I like the vibe with the synths and that vocal. I think it works really well. But yeah, just take a look at the bass and yeah, you should be good to go. Cool. Right, next up, SNRS. Straight away, the drums and the bass sounding really nice.
Caminando por ahí, fueron tus amigas y ahora no es para encararte. Cada vez que te veía, te miraba y sonreía, esperando que más le salga la salida. Tú charlabas de la vida, esperando que algún día me persiga. Fue casualidad. Tu curva me la recorre y una selfie, después subimos historia. Fue casualidad.
Cool. Sounding really, really, really solid. I haven't got much comments on this one at all, to be honest. Like, the mix down sounds great. There was just like two small things just to try and pick out something. So when it goes into the breakdown, it sort of goes into the breakdown, but it's also like quite full on straight away, so there's no break to the listener. So I'd maybe try to like break it down into like something more stripped back. So maybe just like the kick, the bass, and like one instrument. And the second thing was the bass line. Try and add some like automation or some extra notes every like 8 bars or 4 to 8 bars, just to keep it interesting, because I think it's just repeating like every bar or 2 bars, whatever it is, sorry. And there isn't any variation in terms of like automation of like your envelopes or notes either. But that's literally the only thing that I could pick up on. Other than that, sounding really, really nice. Cool. Right, we're just going to get through these last few. Okay, so I think you've got some like really nice fundamentals here. Like the groove is really good, the drums are good, and the bass works. For me, it's just lacking a hook so far, whether that be like a musical hook or a vocal hook. I think adding that in could definitely make this like way more like prominent and have an identity. But because right now it's just like a groove, which is really really nice and it's a good starting block. But I definitely think it needs something else. Yeah, man, I really like the sort of textures and stuff you've got in there. They're really nice, and it all works well together as well. I just think finding that hook, musical hook or vocal hook, can just take this to the next level. But yeah, man, sounds great. Cool. Right, 2 more to go. Fogel. Like that. Okay, cool. So far I like the drums. I think they're really nice, they're punchy, they're snappy, they really work well. I think it's just lacking like any tension or build up, because there's only one instrument, which is that sort of gritty bass, which works really well, but there's nothing else sort of surrounding that to help build the vibe. It's just literally that throughout the whole thing so far. And I think for it to hit harder, you could take it out at certain points. But yeah, other than that, like everything sounds really good. I think there's just stuff that you can add to it. Like that hits super hard on the drop, but I think it would definitely be better if you take it out here, or add something else in to help build up the tension, and then it drops into that. But yeah, like I say, the elements that you've already got in there are really, really nice, and they're super solid, they work really well. One other thing that I'd also take a look at is like adding in some vocal chops and stuff like in the drop. That can just help keep it interesting. But yeah, what you've got there is a super solid foundation. So yeah, man, nice work. Cool. Finally, we have P-Tech. Electronic Playground. Let's go.
The
cool. The vocal's really nice. The drums that you currently have are also really good. I just think you could add way more to it, or not way more, but a few like 16ths, maybe with some swing. As right now they're very like static, like there's no like feeling to them, if that makes sense. But like your kick and your bass relationship sounding really, really good. They work well together. But yeah, sounding good so far.
Ride the waves of sound, let the music take control. The waves of sound, let the music take control. The sound whenever we roam. In the spirit of music, we find the electronic playground.
Also, I think this sound that you've got here, like this sawtooth sound, I think you could choose something a bit more darker just to fit the vibe, because everything else is quite dark, and this is like quite a happy sort of, not happy, but it's quite it's used a lot in like trancey sort of stuff, which is like the opposite to what this is. But yeah, man, sounding really good. Also, try opening up the filter slightly on the bass, just to let a little bit more highs through. It might just add to the groove a bit better. But yeah, man, great idea. I would just take a look at the that saw sound, and then just try and make your drums a bit more groovier, as they're very static. But other than that, nice work. Cool. That is us done. I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. Cool. Thank you all for sending your tracks in. I think we have another one next week, and then I'm back in the week after, I think. But yeah, if you haven't already, join the Discord. That's where you can submit your tracks. And yeah, was there anything else? Oh yeah, and grab the new Tech House Market Pack. It's super sick. So many like up-to-date sounds that are really, really cool. Serum presets and samples. So yeah.